Tomorrow's never promised, always keep it honest. You can hit the streets, talk, dance for dirty commas. Made it out, PTSD, just a little trauma. This is how the shit designed, couldn't even blame my mama. What you see when you staring in the mirror, forever gone. Sometimes the memories make me tear up. We try to tell them from my heart, said they couldn't hear us. Stay fly like the cigars while the lit up. OG still in the game, making hits, image pool holes. Now I play beaches, telling little boys to pool clothes. Immunified with blast, they collecting the cash. We used to roll down the Ave, cock for bitches and bad, and selling purple. Before I got kicked up out of Central State, just wanting food and money, trying to eat, make a way. See today, never play, make it come, Honda late. When in my state, now King scrape the plate. Brief reminders for the lanes that forgot the stats. Love my G's like my B's, so I kept them both black. Always kept the flame lit, motherfuckers know that. If you can't take what you give, man, that shit is so whack. Tomorrow's never promised, always keep it honest. You can hit the streets, talk, dance for dirty commas. Made it out, PTSD, just a little trauma. This is how the shit designed, couldn't even blame my mama. Handheld weight scales, Alizé, Hennessy, couple Optimals. I was back when the Pelly Pels kept us out the cold, while the niggas seeing green. All I seen is gold. Praises to the Most High, I never sold my soul. How they feel comfortable speaking down on your name around the niggas. Michelangelo, Caravaggio, I found the pictures. Indoverma, all work, they burn them pictures. Loyalty or pastime, call it baseball pitchers. Never chase y'all bitches, bitches chase all riches. Those words from my pops, call them big down scriptures. Rose up from the trenches, skip past the benches. Always started in this game, got brown statistics. As time keep ticking, the streets unforgiving. Like it ain't hard enough trying to dodge the system. Got these jealous motherfuckers wanna knock you off the sweat. Keep your circle tight, stay protected, plus forever prepared. Tomorrow's never promised, always keep it honest. You can hit the streets, talk, dance for dirty commas. Made it out, PTSD, just a little trauma. This is how the shit designed, couldn't even blame my mama.
Yeah. A hot new track from my brother King L. You dig? Yeah. What up? You already know, man. We here, man, in these studios. Me and my brother King L's, you know what I'm talking about. We just listened to that hot new single from off of which one?
That's Legend of Big Don.
The Legend of Don H. You know what I'm talking about.
Don
Got my man Talks Beats in the building.
Yeah.
E&E all day, every day, no days off. Y'all know what it is, man.
Legend of Don H is dropping next week. We're going to have two versions. We're going to have the Talks Beats version. Shout out to Talks.
Shout out to Talks in the building, man.
You know, and then we're going to have the other version. So, you know, we got the part 1 and part 2. Both of the artworks, what I did was I took the color out the artwork for the singles. So this is the artwork for the album. Only thing is going to be different is you're going to get the color. You know what I mean? So
okay.
We're going to bring it and enhance it with the color. That picture right there, of course, you got Don H right there. You got my grandma next to my pops. You got my mom in the middle. You got my great grandma.
And Don looks just like your mom, man.
Yeah. And then,
that look like Don right there. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then you got my dad's mom, my grandma on the far left, you know?
Who was that right there?
That's me.
Damn, man. Your mom, that look like Don in the picture.
My mom was 25 or 26 in this picture.
Right. Shout out, hey, rest in the essence to Big Don, a true OG. You feel me? Triple OG. You know what I'm saying? I was sad that I was in that old Who's guy. You understand me, man? When my brother passed, when the big homie passed, man, I wasn't able to attend the services, but you know what I'm saying? You know, I got a lot of game from Big Don, man. You know what I'm talking about, man? That's the big homie Triple OG for real, man. Rest in the essence to Don Ace was beautiful.
So the thing
you know
is,
what I'm saying? Y'all know we got to always love nothing, especially since we're here in these studios.
So, I'll say this, you know, because Verge was, like he said, he was away during the time, but one thing I can always tell Verge is that my pops, you know, a lot of cats are hungry. I grew up around a lot of mixed individuals, you know. You know, my crew.
Oh, y'all can't even see it. That's crazy.
Yeah. My crew was mixed up, y'all. So me and Verge, like, you know, Verge had his reputation out there. And my dad knew about what's crazy. He knew about Verge a little bit before I even took, you know what I mean? Because my dad would normally just ask me and shit, you know? But he knew about Verge because some of the people he fuck with, I guess, fuck with Verge. And he was like, you know, Verge, he always would say, was like one of the smartest people that even he met. You know what I mean? So this was before Verge went away, any of that. Like he used to always say, like, Verge gonna be the smartest friends that you got around you. You know what I mean? He one of the smartest guys that you got in your circle. Like my pops was very critical of the cats that I had around me.
Definitely was, man. He's supposed to be, man.
Yeah. And he, you know, he would definitely give Verge high praises and speak very highly of Verge. You know, out of a lot of cats in my crew, like he spoke very highly. Like he saw the intelligence, like, and I used to always say it, like, yo, you know, I could see, you know, I was around a bunch of, you know, we went to Eastmore Academy, like that school wasn't for the weak already. Like, shit, you ain't surviving at Eastmore Academy or in COS 2000, I would say, because COS 2000 to me was a little bit tougher.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one, man.
You know, COS 2000. Yeah. So, you know, you had to be a little, you know, you had to have a little bit on you to even go to that school, you know. So a lot of my lifelong friends really came from COS 2000. Most of the people that's like in the immediate circle from even Eastmore, because when we moved to Eastmore Academy, it still was, you know, they only kept, it's kind of messed up the high school. They only kept the best of the best.
I mean, I hate to say that, man, but you know, it is what it is, man.
Like, it was really a cut to get to Eastmore Academy for the, and there was Eastmore School. We came and took over the school, and I went to real Eastmore. So for my little high school journey, I started in Bexley, which wasn't for the weak either. And then I went to Eastmore when I got kicked out. And then I went to COS 2000 because my mom didn't want me in public school. My original path was supposed to be Hartley. And
this is Hartley?
Yeah. I mean, because you know, I went to Catholic school first 8th grade. So
same time.
She gave me a choice between Hartley and Bexley. So I was like, then you go to Bexley. Star was at Bexley. Like, so I'm like, all right.
Oh, Star went to Bexley too?
Star and Sharice, yeah. So what's crazy, I didn't live in Bexley. Like Star's house, so my house was right here.
So how was you able to get up? How you pull that off?
My house was here. There was a house here, and Star's house was right here, and the line was right
literally right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
My other old homie Justin, man, shout out to Justin. He from Detroit. He used to come up for the summers. One of my really good friends back in the time.
Man.
Yeah, like my parents I was really cool with Justin, and his grandmother let me use her address when I went to Bexley. But you know, white boy I played football with, he called me a nigga, and we got into a fight. And when we got into that fight, I guess somebody saw me riding my bike home the other way, and they checked my parents' address, and you know, they basically told my parents you can either pay tuition, or you can, yeah, I mean, because they did like me. I was a likable kid. I played sports, you know, I was playing basketball, and I did good at Bexley, but my parents was like, you know, it's cool. COS 2000, Court was going to COS 2000, which at that time, you know, he was my brother at that time, so him, and I was like, fuck it, I go to COS 2000.
Yeah, we had fun at COS 2000, man.
It was legendary experience.
Legendary experience.
Rip in the middle was a legendary school.
Legendary experience, man.
But
and now we talking about the 90s now, so don't think that we like going on a tangent or nothing.
This is all about the 90s.
This is all in the 90s, man.
This is what we talk about loyalty, and it's funny. I can even tie this story up even to last night.
Right.
Because
hold on now. Let me set the tone real quick, y'all. Yeah. Hey, for one, how y'all doing this evening, man?
Yeah, I hope y'all having a great evening.
You already know it's me, my brother King Els. Y'all know how we do it, man. We've been in the lab for a little minute. We cooking up some good music, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? We in the studio, you know what I'm saying, been recording the track. When we get done with the show, we're gonna finish up and all that. You know, me and Els over here cooking, you know what I'm saying? Just know coming, we're gonna hit y'all with the coming soon. Pause. You feel me? But the title of tonight's show, you know what I'm saying? What happened to the ethics of the 90s? See, And I know to some of you young niggas that might be tapping in, I'm like, these niggas sound like some old niggas. But now I start thinking about we starting to turn into the old head niggas a little bit, man. Yeah. And things was different in the 90s, man. 90s was the best time to be alive, flat out. Right? I would agree. The best music, the best fashion, just the best everything. Anyway, listen, the ethics of the 90s, it was no stitching, no social engineering, social media. You had to be outside. If you was a part of the fun boy committee, you know, you stayed, you know, in the cut. Wasn't all open and loud with that shit, man. Right? Same for the bras, man. It wasn't none of this old crazy stuff going on, man. And you know what I mean? You know, that's why I say our generation is important, because we got that frame of reference, man, because we can remember when things were nothing like what they are today. No social media. Do y'all understand the significance of that? No internet. No internet, no social engineering, none of this out loud crazy stuff that we see, you know, flamboyant, you know, unisex restrooms and, you know, censorship and, you know what I'm saying, silencing people, canceling people, deplatforming people. Everybody's so sensitive. You get political correctness and all this crazy ish. You know, you could watch Eddie Murphy Raw and y'all probably try to cancel Eddie Murphy for making that, or Dolomite. You know, yeah, I mean, we was the last of the analog generation. Yeah, that's hey, my nigga perfectly said. We are the last of the analog generation. We know what things were like right before things changed. Chris, what's good, my nigga? What's up? What's up? He said, "What's up, my nigga, Chris?" What did Chris say? What's good, brother? Chris say, "What's good, Verge? I grew up in the 90s in Los Angeles, man. Facts, great time. Yeah, you already know you live in. If you grew up in LA in the 90s, Chris, you know, man, LA was like, you know what I'm saying? LA was like, you know, one of the, you know, what was going on out there in LA with the gang banging and everything else, the earthquakes and all that crazy stuff, man. You know, LA is one of them cities, man. You know what I'm talking about? So if you was growing up in the 90s in LA and you don't talk about you alive today, I got to salute you. Because it was war zones out there, man. Literal war zones. War zones, because it was crazy. It was bad. My nigga Chris, they say Sega Genesis and Nintendo, Mario Brothers, Blaze of Steel, what? Right. Double dribble. Remember Blaze of Steel, you'll make them bump like, boom, boom, boom. Then they start hitting, like they take their gloves off, like, poof, poof. Mike Tyson man. Punch out, duck hunt, you know what I mean? Man, the 90s was lit, man. Listen, man, you feel me? Floor model TVs. Yeah, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know, the floor model TV, when it went out, you just put the TV on top of the floor model, the new one. yeah, man. What's going down in the 90s in LA? It was a war zone in the 90s in LA with the gang banging and the riots and the political corruption. Shout out to OJ, man. OJ sat up there and, you know, made white Broncos famous and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like, think about what happened in the 90s, man. You feel me? Now, I ain't even going to sit up here and show y'all a whole bunch of stuff about, we here to talk about the ethics. We can sit up here and just chop it, and that's what we're going to do, man. We're going to sit up here and have a conversation, man. You know what I'm talking about? If you grew up in the 90s, you know that things were nothing like what they are today. Right, I'm gonna fall back because I want my nigga L to tell this story because you know what I'm saying. Last night, and I was sorry that I wasn't in attendance last night, man. For real, man. I really gonna have to hit this nigga Aaron up and talk to him, man. But you know what I mean. Last night was a situation that extended from the 90s, and this is going into what we're talking about tonight as far as the ethics. You know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, code, and you know what I'm saying, niggas being on code. Niggas still sticking to the rules that we grew up with and not allowing the new times and the new era to manipulate and, you know what I'm talking about, switch up our demo so we be out here sounding and looking like, thinking like you motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm going to fall back and let King L talk because, you know what I'm saying, last night was epic, man. It was definitely epic. You know, the homie Aaron, man, one of our homies that we grew up with. Went to Eastmore with us. Yeah, went to Eastmore with us. And we even knew him before we even walked out to the same school. Like, he was kind of around, you know, just by default because, you know, they used to be involved with the finesse parties that we used to go to. Shout out to the finesse because they used to bring out the creme de la creme because they used to have the cars
You know, Cos was up there with the creme de la creme women, and they used to bring them out. Like, so shout out to all my finesse homies, Scott, all of them. You know, Marcus Green, but you know, Aaron.
Marcus in a minute, man.
You know, he stay in Canada now. I want to say he was out in Cali, and I know he just was up in Canada. I think he's still up there. But Marcus Green, man, that's a solid brother, man.
I ain't seen that nigga in a minute, but that's my nigga, man.
Scott, he still running a lot of little clubs in the city here and there. I don't even know because he got his hands in so much, and he behind the scenes on most of it. But you know, these was the cats that we came up around, and Aaron, even doing this thing, he just built an affordable housing complex for people out here. So every year he does a Christmas party. It's been going on for like 3-4 years now, and you know, he had one right down the street from Adrian's house. You know, one of our
homies from the 90s.
You know, from the 90s.
We've been knowing since the 90s.
You know, and we was chilling, man. We literally walked to the party. It's like a new renovated mansion right in the hood. I mean, the house was so big. I was over there. He was giving us a tour. I stopped to talk to somebody. They left, and then I was getting lost in rooms. Like, oh shit, I can't.
How many square feet was it?
I don't even know, bro. That shit was crazy though. Like the crib was crazy. Like I got lost. Like I said, any house that you can kind of get lost in, even a little bit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, shit, these niggas ain't here. I had to turn back around and go a whole different way. Went upstairs. It wasn't upstairs.
Big boy buffet. Ate a nice little food. A nice little spread.
Yeah, food. I didn't get a chance to really, and I was mad that because when we first got there, we was just so lit. Because when we got there, you know, everybody was kind of just saying what's up and
hollering at each other and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
And we went out. We had the joint rolled up, and we was ready to get it lit up. And we kind of changed. We changed the whole. You know how we do, man. We changed the whole mood of the whole party, like, cause wasn't nobody on the shit that we was on. They were just might have had a cigar, but you know, we changed the whole mood of the party. Like, I should have went last night, man. You know how we do, man. But no, like I said, it was just a dope party. But long story short, one of my homies, I get to the base, my homie Matty Roots. What's up, Matt? And he's like family to my family. Like my uncle and his uncle are like best friends. They was like one of the best backcourts in the city ever. And like first thing he said, he was like, "Man, I respect that you like with the same crew that you've been with your whole life."
Yeah.
And
no new friends.
It was dope.
That's not true though, y'all. That's not true, man.
Yeah, no, we cool with a lot of people. You know, it's always additions. You know, we deal with business and all that, so you definitely gonna have to elevate who you're around when you're moving. But you know, for him to even notice that, and I wouldn't even thought that Matt would have noticed that, but he has been around for my whole life. Like, you know, I've known Matt since I was born. You know, he known me because he's a little older, but it's just crazy that, you know, somebody just said that last night, and now we having a show today. And it just takes me back because these are my homies from the 90s. From the
90s, man. They know each other 20 plus years, Jack. Hey. You know what I'm talking about? The ethics of the 90s, man. You feel me? And the reason why I chose the thumbnail from Juice, you know what I'm saying? Bishop Steele, Raheem, you know what I'm talking about? Q, you hear me? The reason why I chose that because, you know what I'm saying, I think that picture right there represents, you know what I'm saying, quintessential, you know what I'm saying, psyches of young men growing up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You got Bishop, you know what I'm saying, grew up in an abusive home, grew up raised by his grandparents. Mom probably a dope fiend, don't even know who his dad is. Wild nigga, crazy. You got Steele, who mom and dad go to work and shit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, they work so much that he just left by himself to do whatever he want. You know what I'm talking about? You got Q, you know what I'm saying? His mom's, you know what I'm saying?
It's on him.
You feel me?
Trying to help him do better.
Right.
Just on his head, like.
Right. Then you got Raheem, you know what I'm saying? Playboy.
Come from a nice family too.
You know what I'm saying? Nice family too. He's Playboy.
He came up in the nicest family, but he was like the kid that we all knew that had everything, but still had the baby early.
Had the baby early.
You know, we know a lot of niggas like that. Those are the niggas who, most of the time back in the day, the niggas who had the babies was the niggas who came from like it would be like, oh damn, I mean the church kids, you know what I mean?
Well, he was a smart. He was actually.
He was a smart.
He was a smart nigga, regardless of he looked outside of that.
Yeah, he was actually the smartest one out of the whole.
You know what I mean?
You know, like that's how it be too.
You know, the reason I just think that was the quintessential movie. If I was going to tell you about the '90s, I'd tell you watch Juice. Yeah. Encapsulated the '90s, the early essence of the '90s too.
It's one of my top 3 movies.
You know what I'm talking about? That movie came out with like 91, 92.
Yeah, Juice, Harlem Nights, and
93, something like that.
Juice, Harlem Nights, and Coming to America.
So, you know what I'm saying? Most of us, if y'all our age, late 30s, early 40s, you know what I'm saying? We grew up in the 90s, you know what I'm talking about? We grew up in the time where, you know what I'm saying, there was a no snitch policy. Absolutely no snitching. People came up missing, literally. You hear me?
Real shit.
Yep, menace to society. Yep.
Menace to society.
But nowadays, snitching, it's like it's a sport. It's like it's something to be championed, and something to be proud of. So, first thing we're going to address tonight is we're going to address this snitching thing, right? Now, put a number 11 in the chat if you agree that snitching has become acceptable in this day time. If you think that snitching has become an acceptable behavior, put a number 11 in the chat if you agree with that.
Yeah.
I remember when we was younger, man, and saying that stuff made me feel old. We young for real. Yeah. But I think it's not even that long ago, y'all. It's like less than 25 years ago, man. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, people used to come up missing for real.
Like real shit.
Like, one no snitching. Like,
you had to leave the city.
Like, you had to leave the city for real, bro. Like, you ain't just about to just tell on somebody and it's just cool. You know?
Yeah, you had to leave the city.
But all of a sudden now, snitching is acceptable.
I would say it was crazy. I think it was like really the early 2000s. You know what I mean? This internet made it more cool because it was like, see, I remember, man. We also comes from, that's some shit too.
Yeah, man.
So
we talked about it last night.
Okay, yeah. So just think about it, y'all. Like, back in the day, the difference in the way we think too is we came up off encyclopedias where we had to go find information.
What I'm about to look up, man.
A lot of y'all come in with Google, where it's at the tip of your fingertips. And I think back when we used to have to use encyclopedias to get our information, we had to really tap in. So, you had to really dig, search for it, and when you search for it, you kind of soak it in more just for the fact that you had to read it and go look for it. So we retain information a lot better from our generation too, I feel like, And ain't this fly by night, a news cycle every 20 minutes. We was able to focus on what was at hand. There you go. That's what we all had, an Encyclopedia Britannica collection. That was your source of information before Google, y'all.
This was our Google.
That was our Google, literally. That was the Google for us. So that's a difference in, we had to go search for knowledge. Nowadays, y'all got knowledge at y'all's fingertips.
This was our Google, man. So we sound like some old niggas saying that shit. Listen, this was our Google, literally.
That was literally our Google. They'd be like, you ask a question in school, and the teacher didn't know it, you know where you had to go get it? The Encyclopedia Britannica. When we wrote our reports, we had to go to the Encyclopedia Britannica. They told us
or like Chris said, or the World Book.
Yeah.
Or both. We had both, and most schools have both, though.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah, most of them. But I went to a Catholic school. We was poor.
Yeah, my man, Mr. What happened, Joe?
Yeah. My Catholic school was the poorest in the city. All we had was encyclopedias. We was lucky.
This was our internet back when we was kids, man. You got to think, y'all. This was like just a little over 25 years ago.
Yeah.
We'll just round up and say 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, this was 30 years ago. That's not a long time ago, y'all.
Nah.
In the grand scheme of things, not a long time ago at all. And look how things have advanced in a 30-year time frame. Schools, I wonder if schools even have encyclopedias anymore.
Maybe in the libraries.
I wish I kept my Encyclopedia Britannica.
I know that
I did too, man. You feel me?
I had a set. My dad knocked off a truck, a whole the Legend of Don H. Man.
The Legend of Don H. Man.
That was one of their things. They used to knock off whole trucks back in the day. I remember it came a whole truck full of Encyclopedia Britannicas. I had a full set. Them niggas was selling them shit on the streets like hotcakes. Everybody had one, man. They brought the Encyclopedia Britannicas to the hood. You know, shout out to Dom.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the homie Big Dom, man. Rest in the essence to him, man. The crib, y'all stayed on Ashburton, correct?
Yeah.
And you go up to L's room was in the attic. So you go up the steps, and right there on that shelf, right there was all them damn encyclopedias, right there. And Dawn had a little Barbie TV or some shit on that motherfucker too. So this is how far niggas go back, y'all, man.
Yeah.
Right? He said they don't even have. Yeah, I said, man, 30 years is a long time, but it's in the grand scheme of things. You got to think. Just think of how, like I said, in 30 years, they probably even have encyclopedias at the schools no more.
Right.
I'm gonna ask Jen next time I hang out with Jen. Right? But this was our internet.
I wonder if she even know what you saying.
That's why I'm gonna have them talk to them. But listen, this was our internet, like literally.
Yeah.
You feel me? Encyclopedia Britannica. You feel me? In the 90s, man, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? It was certain things that just didn't fly, man. And you know, when I see how different society is now compared to how when we was kids, man. You feel me? Which was like a little over 25 years ago, man. You know? Yep, we didn't even have computers back then. Like, I think Adrian was the first nigga I know that had a computer.
Yeah, I was one of the first niggas that I knew that had
L had a computer too.
My Aunt Mel actually was the first person I knew with a computer because she was the first person with the internet I remember going over her house, and back then we had dial-up internet.
Yeah.
See, this is, nigga, you might not get on the internet. On a Friday, it was almost impossible.
The bandwidth was just horrible.
And if your phone rang and you didn't have two phone lines and somebody called your phone while you was on the internet, it would kick you off the internet. And you might not be able to get back on because you might get lucky. Like, we used to spend hours trying to get on the internet, y'all.
Man, listen.
Like, literally sitting there at a computer screen for 2-3 hours, like, and then it get to a point where you're like, well, fuck it. I can't even get on the internet tonight. Like, I'm about to just do something else.
It's crazy, man.
Niggas came a long way. The AOL, they used to send you the little disc.
The disc.
You get 3 hours free.
He said I got an encyclopedia on Amazon for $500.
Yeah, they used to sell you the disc, like,
they used to send it to you in the mail, a free trial for like a couple of hours or some shit like that.
3 hours.
And send you a trial on the disc.
That was the only thing I ever stole in my life was Amazon CDs off people's porches. In my life, I would say I stole it. When I would see those CDs, that's 3 hours, bro. On the internet, 3 hours. That was the only thing I ever took off of anybody's porch. Like, if I ever did, I apologize. I was not a thief, but that internet was something different.
It was different though, man. And this is back when, you know what I'm saying, they had the message boards, you feel me? Niggas was doing the AOL chats and all that crazy stuff, man. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas was looking up the lyrics to the we was looking up the lyrics to the raps and all that shit because they had all that shit on there, man. Even back then, it was still rudimentary and early, you know what I'm saying? It was like, what, 94, 95?
Our biggest...
When they entered the World Wide Web, I think went fully online. It was like 95, I want to say.
The biggest
94,
viral
95.
shit on the internet, y'all, back then in high school was literally South Park and Tupac conspiracies.
Right.
That was the two biggest for damn near 3 years of my high school.
Now, y'all remember that shit about the flying spaghetti monster shit? You remember that shit?
All that shit, the conspiracy theories.
Y2K and all that shit.
It
was 95, right, Mr. O? Yeah, like,
that was like 95. Conspiracy theory. I remember they used to break the number 7 down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let me tell y'all I'm about to show y'all something from the 90s, right?
Yeah.
This is one of the first internet series that went viral. Mm-hmm. You feel me? I'm gonna pull it up on the screen for y'all real quick, right? Smash that like button, y'all. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Sharing Social Engineer, man. We going back to the 90s, man. We taking a trip down memory lane. And like most of y'all that tap in with me is my age and demographic, our age. Y'all about between the ages of 35 and 42 right now, 43, 44. You know, come on. But yeah, man. In the 90s, man, you know what I'm talking about? Shit was crazy, man. I lost my fucking train of thought. What the fuck was I about to look up, man?
I don't know. You said you was about to look up something that was trending back then.
Oh yeah.
On the joint.
The thing the first viral thing to go viral.
Yeah. Like you said, rap lyrics, I probably print out more rap lyrics than Redman and Tupac lyrics. I knew every Redman and Tupac lyric there was to know. Video games was dope back then. Had the Contra, NBA Jam, Mortal Kombat.
Shout out to my man XL Pro. What's good, man?
Street Fighter. Street Fighter was actually in Juice. Remember they was in the arcade playing?
Rest in the essence to our brother Gary Webb, man. You feel me?
If I win, I'm gonna beat your ass. For 2, if I lose, I'm gonna beat
Rest in the essence to Gary Webb. Gary Webb's Dark Alliance series on the San Jose Mercury News website back in 96, I want to say 95, 96 is when he started first airing them, when he was uncovering all that stuff with the Iran-Contra scandal and with Rick Ross and all of them and Danilo Blandon and, you know what I'm saying, the government, the CIA and DEA all tied in with the stuff that was going on with the, you know, the Iran-Contra and the drugs and all that. He uncovered all that stuff. That was the first viral thing to go viral in internet history.
To break the internet. He leaked the documents and all that shit.
Gary Webb did his due diligence. Mm-hmm. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, they say he killed himself.
He did not kill himself.
That's what they say. He committed suicide. That's what they say.
I'm not even going to say allegedly. Ain't nobody going to come back and sue him. That nigga did not kill himself. I don't care what you say.
You know what I'm saying?
There was no reason for him to kill himself.
You know?
Sometimes you can even be like, oh, I could see why. Yeah. Nah.
You did. Rest in the essence to our brother Gary Webb, man. If y'all go cop his book and add it to your collection. Dark Alliance. I read this book several times when I was in the joint, man. You hear me? Matter of fact, I still got this book now that I think about it. It's in my collection right there.
Sure, I gotta remind her.
Right, the first dude to go viral on the internet, Gary Webb. Rest in the essence, man. You feel me?
Right now, what's the name of it again?
Dark Alliance. You feel me? Y'all hit the Gary Webb. They made a movie about him called "Don't Kill the Messenger." I think your boy played Gary Webb, Jeremy Renner. They played Hawkeye in the Marvel movies. I think he played Gary Webb in that movie. Dope ass movie. Matter of fact, let me look it up for y'all real quick.
I got a nice little book list. I gotta go through my shits. Crazy. I gotta reread all the books I got too. About that time. I started the new year. I've been on audio books. I gotta get back to the pages, y'all. I like the way the pages feel when you turn.
There go the movie right there, y'all. Don't Kill the Messenger. Jeremy Renner. Go check that movie out. OG, what's up with it, man?
OG, what's good? What's good?
What's up with y'all, man?
XL Pro in the building.
Everybody in the building, man. Tap in with us, man. We're going to open up the panel here at that hour mark, man. We know y'all brothers, some of y'all sisters probably want to come in and tap in because a lot of y'all, like I say, grew up in the 90s. Y'all, like Mr. O said earlier, born in the 80s, raised in the 90s. You know what I'm talking about? We talking about the ethics of the 90s, man. No snitching, right?
The parties was dope. The house parties. I don't even think kids really have real house parties anymore.
Yeah, man. Y'all remember that, man?
Cut the lights off back in the day, man.
Man, y'all, man.
It's crazy how innocent we was, but how malicious we was in the sense. Like, we used to know what we was doing, but we was like still kind of innocent to a lot of the worldly ways, and we just had fun, man. We was having fun.
Y'all don't know nothing about the basement parties, man. Y'all do even still, man. You can, man. Listen here, man. Man, I wouldn't dare have a basement party right now, man. I would not have a basement party in 2024, man.
It's crazy. They was talking about that because I guess it's some party. Did you see that shit where the kids is it's like a party going on Christmas Eve.
What?
In Columbus, and it's like at a bar
and
grill, and I saw a lot of parents posting it like, "Oh, my kids asking me to get an ID. I bet I won't get an ID to take my kids to this party." Like, you know, because nowadays it ain't like back in the day. That would have been something we would have been at.
Right.
And it's funny because I be looking at the parents and I'm like, a lot of y'all, I know we was all at the same party, but it's different nowadays, man. You know, y'all kids is just different.
You said that's why we're called, you said echo boomers.
Yeah, man.
Echo boomers. I ain't never heard that before, Mr. O, man. Shout out to my nigga, Mr. O.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I wouldn't dare go to a basement party unless it was like one of my homies that I still rock with to this day. We just having to get together. You know, we're in the basement right now. We're in E&E studios. You feel me, man? We were recording music. Me and King Els. We sitting up here cooking up. I'm telling y'all, we're going to have 2024 is going to be beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a nice plethora of music for y'all, man. What he said? He said, what we did in the 90s is what boomers did in the 70s. Type in the Google. Remember the lock-in? Yeah, remember the lock-in parties? Oh, yeah, man. What? The lock-in? At the skating rink? What, nigga? The lock-ins at the skating rink, nigga, from 11 to 7?
Yeah. It was epic. I mean, niggas wouldn't
I ain't never heard that shit before, Mr. O, man.
Niggas wouldn't dare leave their kids in the motherfucking...
I wouldn't dare leave my kid unattended out of no skate rink in 2023 for fucking 8 hours.
We used to have fun. Shout out to moms for letting me go today.
Shout out to our moms for wanting to get rid of it for 8 hours from a Friday night. You know what I'm talking about? To Saturday morning. You know what I'm talking about? We up in there all night at the lock-in. It's going down. Girls letting us
get your fingers wet.
Get our fingers of exercise. You know what I'm talking about?
All we really did. Yeah, man, we got our fingers.
You know what I'm talking about, man? What y'all know about there, man? Lance Parker in the building. What's good, man? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know some of y'all girls that sit up there and let a brother, you know what I'm talking about, sit up there. Hey.
Yeah.
Which one of y'all girls? Hey, how many of y'all that sit up there and let a nigga finger?
All of them. Every single one. You ain't even gotta ask that question. Mm-hmm. All of them. Most of them got kids.
Since we grown down, man, which one of y'all was letting the finger pop y'all?
Everyone. I was a champ at that.
Oh, shit. The 90s was different, man. We used to be able to have basement parties. This is part of the ethics, man. You feel me? Mm-hmm. In the 90s, we could have a basement party and it'd be safe. At the most, maybe somebody get a little scuffle.
I remember, but it was something. I remember y'all was north side, see birds from the north side, and honestly, East Side parties is way better than North Side, only because North Side parties, these niggas used to be on that bullshit.
Niggas definitely did get violent though.
Them niggas was more on that. See that gang culture that Virgil was talking about to Chris earlier. See, in Columbus, it was a lot of gang culture. We just wasn't flaming cats up. I mean, cats got flamed up back in the day, but it was mostly just scraps. And if you on the north side and you on the wrong whatever, even if you had on the
north side was treacherous growing up for real.
I remember we done walked into some parties where it was like,
yeah, man, y'all brothers say salutations to everybody, man. That's what's up, man. Meet and greet each other as you come in, and I appreciate y'all because y'all always do that too. Yeah. Meet and greet each other as you come in, brethren. You feel me? We tapping in tonight, man. We talking about the ethics of the 90s, man. You couldn't dare have a basement party in 2023, man.
These kids definitely flaming your house up.
Y'all see what happened when these kids get together? I could go through a plethora of stories right now. I could just go to, man, and I hate doing this, Mr. O, because there's nothing against the city, man. I love Chicago, but I could just show y'all parties and news clips of stuff that happened in Chicago, like within the past couple of years.
Yeah. That shit, they summers, or they be having like Columbus, we breaking records if we hit 200. You know what I mean? Well, we hit 200, I guess, last year or the year before. We've been breaking.
Yeah, man, y'all brothers go up there and salute each other. I love that, man. Salutations, man. Meet and greet each other, man. Meet and greet each other.
These niggas in Chicago be hitting 200 in the summertime. Like 200 bodies in the summertime is normal.
And it's about to get crazy in Chicago, man. All the illegals up there. It's about to be crazy in y'all city, man. I personally, man, I get up through.
Because them plugs is gonna come and stuff.
But it really don't matter if you get up through because listen, they on their way here.
Yeah.
That's another topic for another day. Ethics of the 90s, though, man. In the 90s, man, it really wasn't no censorship, man. Y'all remember that, man?
Zero censorship. We had Def
My nigga Mr. O say, nigga, I use Snapchat and be watching how parties be going when look on the map. Yeah, man, I wouldn't dare go to no damn house party right now unless it was my peoples, my family.
We had Def Comedy
going no random party, man. That shit crazy.
Y'all chicks would be crying in the crowd at Def Comedy Jam, and they used to crack on people. And Def Comedy Jam, live crack, DLU and all them cats. If y'all had somebody crack on y'all nowadays, y'all be ready to Me Too them and lock them up. Back in the day, like he said, it was no censorship. It was a lot of fun, and I get it, 90s was wild. It was a party. It was definitely a party. The 90s is a blur because you gotta think I was like from 7 to 17. That was my 90s years, from 7 to 17.
Really, 90s is when the censorship really like started picking up though, for real. But it wasn't like how it is now when we was kids, man.
I thought I was from 6 to 16 was my 90s.
Comedy movies was wild in the 90s, but now they are too watered down. Yeah, see, in the 90s is when it first started. When they was doing all that weak ass political correctness, when all this political correctness just was starting. This is the birth, was in the 90s, man. Yeah. You feel me? Remember this in the 90s, y'all? This kind of started. This is what sparked it off with the music anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Dolores Tucker. Dolores Tucker.
All right. Had the FBI investigating these dudes and everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
Offices and shit.
This was the beginning. This was this was the catalyst for the hip hop police. I want y'all to understand that the hip hop police been around for a long time, man. They are an extension of COINTELPRO, man. Yeah. NWA sparked it off in the 90s.
NWA. Luke actually, I think Luke was the first one because Luke was the reason why we have the parental advisory.
Oh, yeah. You right about that. Yeah, so I forgot about Luke.
Luke might have been the first one to start sparking that. Because Luke, you know what I mean? Luke was a nigga who owned all this shit. And he was talking that shit. He had bitches on the strip. Them niggas was like, hold up, man. This nigga got these bitches out here. Like, what's crazy, what's crazy is as much as they was on Luke's side, they basically jacked this shit off of MTV.
Pause.
And started the pause.
Man.
But they did. They jacked the whole slave that he had popping because he was the one making all that.
That was crazy.
It was crazy, but I mean, they did. They did. If you want to say it that, however, even with the pause moment, they did all that, and they took that swag and basically put it into the MTV era, and they made it just a little white version. Because what was the one? The Girls Gone Wild. They
Prince sparked it off too.
That was all the Luke era. You know what I mean? Luke was the one that really made it.
Luke is definitely the one the reason why we got parental advisory.
Yeah, on anything.
You know what I'm saying? With 2 Live Crew.
2 Live Crew, man. They was the ones who got it popping from the start.
Yep, they're the reason. 2 Live Crew. Hey, you listen. Give you young niggas a lesson in history. 2 Live Crew, these dudes on the screen. This is the reason why parental advisory, explicit lyrics is on music to this day. Mm-hmm. If it even is still on there.
They try to ban rap music because of these niggas.
Yeah, man.
These niggas almost got rap banned. And Luke is the first, he was one of the first people in the country, he was the first rapper to go against the Supreme Court, and he won that case for us. That they couldn't ban music. Luke
is also the reason why your lyrics can't be used against you in the courtroom.
Well, they just flipped that. So now they can. They just flipped it, dog.
And this is why I tell you, what's the point of voting? Y'all gotta understand that
he was the reason why it was protected for so long.
Yeah.
But this new generation, they just let that shit slip.
Everybody's just so sensitive now, man. So, y'all get offended by every little thing, every little word. You say, oh, it hurt my feelings. Like, come on, man. And then now they got this thing called the internet and social media, and then you can just get your daily dose of victimhood just all day, every day. Like, oh, I'm offended. Like, oh, I'm offended. Like, oh, niggas be over here skeeting. Like, oh, I'm offended. Like, oh.
Everybody's offended.
Oh, offended. Oh, let me type and write a dissertation. Yeah, I'm gonna write a whole soliloquy on how what you said made me feel, and I don't know you. Y'all gotta relax with that shit, man.
That's another thing. And it'd be a lot of y'all people that actually grew up and came up in the 90s. I'd be seeing that, even cats older. And y'all know y'all couldn't pull that shit back in the day.
Right.
And how do y'all even go to comedy shows? Like, I don't think none of y'all who be on that shit definitely can enjoy yourself at a comedy show. You can't.
One nigga, OG said males whining like a bitch.
Yeah. Because they supporting the logic with the chicks be saying, like, and don't nobody speak up on it.
Right.
And that's where it become murky and the situations look kind of funny in the light.
Looking real spooky in the light, man. Spooky in the light, man. You know what I'm talking about? We talking about the ethics of the 90s tonight, y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Tap in, walk with us, man. E&E in the building, man. I got my brother King Els with me, as usual. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Censorship in the 90s was just starting the version, you feel me, in its genesis, if you would. But now it has grown into the 9-headed Hydra monster that it is today. And now victimhood, unfortunately, is something to be proud of nowadays. Dan Patrick, stand on business with your face ass. What's up, nigga?
What up?
My brother Dan Patrick in the building. You did. Smash that like button, y'all, man.
But the censorship didn't come to the end of the 90s, though. Like the very, very end of it. The 90s was wild, man. Just watch 90s movies.
That's all you gotta do,
shit,
man.
Booty Call would not get Hey, they would.
It's a lot of movies that wouldn't get played nowadays, man. It's a lot of stuff that was going on in the 90s that just wouldn't fly nowadays, man.
Because Booty Call was a perfect stereotypical kind of movie. I'm gonna get you, sucker. All them type movies, man.
They don't even make movies like that no more, man. You feel me?
Because y'all be too sensitive.
Y'all too sensitive, man.
The most y'all got is, I'll say, more than Wayne's, man. You know, shout out to them for the like the scary movies. I think who homie from Indiana, Mike Epps. He did the Meet the Blacks or whatever. You know what I mean? So some of them be trying to keep some of it alive, but those are the comedians that don't be giving us up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know.
No.
Shout out to some of the cats that do try to keep the old school, but it's very, 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 very few of them. And the only ones that's really doing it is on YouTube, and they ain't got no platform big enough to really make no real noise.
That's a fact.
You know? So I do want to shout out to the content creators that, you know, unfortunately, a lot of those shows don't even be lasting that long. Like, you know, the best, like...
Yeah, American Pie was my joint, man. Pause. You feel me?
That was a classic of the 90s. Like, that was right at the late 90s, too. Like, that was perfect. You know, that was perfect for us, man. Hey, right now it's the Christmas season, you know, Home Alone. You know, that's a classic. You know, we were just talking about it at work the other day, and I was like, you know, Home Alone is a classic one that stood the time. And American Pie series stood the time. So our movies stand, though.
Yeah, man.
You know, even our action movie, Die Hard, when you look at Christmas movies, Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 2 was Christmas time. You know, them niggas was beefing on the holidays and Die Hard.
You know what I'm saying? Something else from the 90s, y'all, man.
Niggas be looking at me silly when I say New Jack City, but them niggas was definitely singing outside during Christmas in New Jack City. And when he said the prom queen, the prom fiend, when he gave Pookie the whole turkey on the street, that was in the Christmas song. So to me, it's still a Christmas movie because it had a Christmas scene. Any movie that got a Christmas scene in it could be played during Christmas time for me and called a Christmas movie. That's how I rock, y'all.
Hey, man, rest in the essence to Jerry Springer, man. Right?
Jerry, man, from the home state, too.
Rest in the essence to Jerry Springer, man.
Rest in the essence.
Right?
Legend.
Now, when Jerry Springer, man, hold on, let me come up real quick, man. I'm going to wait till he'll get this.
Yeah. I'm almost finished.
No, you good, man. In the early 90s, when Jerry Springer first came on TV, his show was actually very critical, very, very controversial. Not for the BS it ended up turning into, but he used to have Ku Klux Klan members on there, Satanists on there, real live situations, real live conversations, situations that affected the society in various communities. He used to have people on there and challenge them on their beliefs, and they could talk and they could express how they felt, and they wasn't censored or none of that stuff. And we had a conversation, and people disagreed, you know, in the audience, people talking, whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, it was a conversation that was had, and people was allowed to, you know, even though it was some BS, people might think, but they was allowed to express how they feel.
Yeah.
They was allowed to speak their opinions on things, and they have to worry about being silenced or ridiculed or deplatformed or canceled or, you know, having their business shut down and stuff like this because of what they believe in, even though it might be contrary to what the popular opinion belief may be.
Yeah, we didn't cancel people back in the day like that.
Yeah, people didn't get canceled. People didn't get their books taken off the shelves, man.
Nah, we wasn't doing that.
But it all started in the 90s, though. I want you to understand this was the genesis of what this was all starting.
I ain't gonna lie, it's fucked up because the frauds is what killed it, because it was niggas like Nilly Vanilli that really did. I think Nilly Vanilli was like the first public display that we seen on TV live where they really like destroyed a nigga's image all the way. But them niggas they was frauds, you know. But that it gave niggas the right to really start doing all that.
We had Jerry Springer in the early 90s. Who else we have? We had Geraldo.
And you know what? It's crazy, like Birds brought that up.
We had Geraldo.
Let me tell you, because some
We
of these
put
niggas
Geraldo
nowadays,
in the 90s.
Jerry Springer was the reason why a lot of these niggas, like you said, get on that bullshit to make more money, because that shit won't make it as much money.
Geraldo in the 90s. Y'all remember Geraldo got stabbed and everything back in the day, man. The dude crazy, man. Geraldo still around.
That was on Cheaters, wasn't it?
Nah, that was Joey Flacco. He got
Joey Flacco got
Geraldo got poked up back in the day too.
Yeah, Geraldo did get poked up.
Shit, pause. You feel me? Y'all remember Geraldo got stabbed back in the day?
Yeah, I do.
He was an investigative journalist, man.
Yeah.
You feel me? We have Geraldo. Who else we had back in the day, man? We had Rolando Watts. Remember Rolando Watts?
We used to watch all this, man. That's all we have on TV though. Like now, y'all got options, man. Cable, everybody didn't have cable back in the day. Sometimes your cable might have got cut off. So all you had was 4, 6, 8, and 10. And occasionally you had WGN. You know?
Remember Rolando Watts though, man?
I know I did not always have cable in my house.
Man, you must be my man OG, man. Remember my man back in the day?
I remember.
This was the coldest show on nighttime TV, man. Hands down, man. No debate.
He changed the culture.
No debate. Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, David Letterman, any of them other dudes, Conan O'Brien, the new little Irish dude, whoever his name is, the new little other English dude. I got these European, British dudes on our TV, late night TV. Can't remember the dude's name, little pudgy, little looking dude, man, white boy, man. I can't remember his name right now. He be having people rapping in the car, be having people in the car with him and stuff. But I can't remember his name right now. Right? My man Arsenio had late night TV on lock. You understand me, man? Some of the most epic interviews you could ever think of. Arsenio Hall, if I'm not mistaken, you did, was the first talk show. You feel me? Arsenio Hall had Bill Clinton playing the sax on the show. Right? Yeah, Phil Donahue was the truth too, man. My man Phil Donahue. Right? My man Arsenio Hall had presidential candidate Bill Clinton on the TV show playing the sax. Do y'all remember this? Huh? Real 90s stuff going on over here, man. Put a number 11 in the chat if you remember that. Put a number 11 in the chat if you agree with that. You remember this? You know, the 90s was different, man. I want y'all to understand the importance and the significance of us, our generation. We are the last generation of humans on Earth, specifically from America. Do y'all understand me? We are the last generation of humans in America to know what this world, what America was like before all of this effery and BS came in. I want y'all to understand the importance and the significance of that, as far as a frame of reference going into the future. I want y'all to understand the importance and the significance of that. That's why I talk so much about it. Right, we in and out 2023 here in about a week or so, couple weeks. You feel me? It's about to be 2024, man, and we going up, man. Pause. You know what I'm talking about? We expanding. You know what I'm saying? Grinding, growing, getting bigger and better. Pause. You feel me? And we working hard, man. Y'all remember this? Ew, you remember when old Bill Clinton was playing the saxophone in Arsenio?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Bill Clinton?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Playing the sax on Arsenio back in the day, Jack.
I think Bill Clinton was, I guess a lot, you know, he won a lot of black people over on the Arsenio show. Really.
Yeah, man. That's crazy, man.
That was the way that he gained the trust of the black
community. Of the black community, the so-called black community.
And then he implemented the 3-strike law right after.
Yeah, Lil Bow Wow was on Arsenio too back in the day when he was a young boy.
Yeah, implemented the 3-strike rule right after that, man. That nigga Bill Clinton was a wild boy. And he was getting polished up in the White Office on the White House. Little Bow Wow. I live in Reynoldsburg, y'all. Right where we at now is in Reynoldsburg. That's where Little Bow Wow from, for y'all's information. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's from literally right around the corner.
You know? Yeah, man. We about to sit up here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna sit up here and do this, man. We're gonna drop the link, man. You know what I mean? Y'all brothers and sisters want to sit up here and come up here on the panel, man. Y'all, there you go to the link right there, man. Tap in, walk with us, man. Saturday night, me and my brother King Els, we here, man. We discussing the ethics of the 90s, man. The last generation, the last time period, man, is crucial, man. You know what I'm saying? We the kids, the latchkey kids. You understand me, man? We got them the analog generation. You know, so we the generation white when the analog generation was still around, but it's phasing out into the new one. Y'all understand the importance and significance of that, man.
The last generation where your neighbor could whoop your ass.
You know, y'all gotta understand how important that is going forward.
I know Roger seen that post the other day. He commented on what I commented on.
Oh yeah, man, that bullshit.
I was like, yo, a lot of y'all saying, and not, you know, whatever. To each his own, but I ain't gonna lie, my pops used to be like, my homies catch you in the street doing some shit. We come from the village of raise a child area.
Yeah.
And my pops used to always tell me, like, hey, somebody catch you in the street, they could beat your ass, and then when you come home, you also will get your ass beat. Like, it was double ass whooping. Luckily, I never had to run into that, but it was in my head. And so, you know, to see a lot of parents like, oh, I don't even discipline my kids.
Like, what?
I'm like, hey.
I be thinking about when I was a kid and some of the shit I did. I deserve to get my ass kicked for some of the shit I did.
Yeah.
It was crazy when I was a young boy, man.
Yeah. I only got a couple, you know, and I explained it in that same statement. My dad deserved to kick my ass in both of them, you know, like real shit. Because what he taught me was the opposite of that. The first one was because I was like 10 years old and he bought me some new shoes, you know. And I literally, the first time I wore them, I went out in the rain and played in the mud in them. Brought them shits back. Mud up to my fucking calves. And he wasn't going for that. So that was the first time. And the second time, one thing he always told me is never fucking follow the crowd. Never let nobody talk you into doing no dumb shit. Never do nothing. And this was a move that wasn't originally made by me, but had some homies in my house, and I had the sick BB guns back in the day. The ones that used to look like real guns. They wasn't like the plastic joints. I had the ones that looked literally just like a real gun, except for the hollow on the front. And my homies came over the house. We was chilling. We was shooting shit out, the cans out back, and then we chose to go to the library. And homie was like, hey, let's bring the gun. At first, I'm like, nah, I ain't taking a gun. And you know what I mean? They was like, oh, let's just say we be cool. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. On our way to the joint, one of my hothead friends, the one who actually had it on him, gets into a fight in front of a lady's yard, and the gun falls out while he's fighting. So, of course, it's like a white lady out of all the houses over there right by the fucking where we at, like, you know what I mean? And she calls the cops. We go to Barnett. We go to the library at Barnett. Nigga, at Barnett, when I say we looked outside, it was like 20 cop cars. And this is when kids was getting killed. So we go out, I'm not about to go outside. I had the gun on me at this time because after he got in a fight, I put the gun on me. I threw the gun in the trash can at the library. Then we walk out the library and the cops was like on their knees, guns pointed at us like, who got the gun? Who got the gun? I'm like, ain't nobody got no gun on us. And they knew we was the ones with the gun because the lady called and gave a description of 4 kids walking in and we fit the description. She probably told them what clothes we have and all that. And we ain't got no gun, but I'm like, hey, it's a BB gun in the trash can back in there. They go get the BB gun. They start talking shit. So they taking me to the crib, basically. I was the only one that got taken to the crib because it was my BB gun. As the female officer is patting me down, she's patting me down. They had the female officer pat me down, and I said, oh, you like what you feel. Now listen to the whole story. My dad's from the down south. I got caught with a BB gun. Caused a whole hysteria, could have got shot. And the reason my dad kicked my ass that day was because I disrespected a woman. Because he is from down south. That's the only reason he kicked my ass that day. Because he listened to that whole story, he was cool. And then as soon as she was like, yeah, and then he when I was patting down, he said, oh, you like what you feel? And then my dad looked at me. As soon as she said that, he didn't look at me the whole time. And that was the first time he looked at me. And when they closed that door, we got into it. Well, he got into it. I didn't do shit. And afterwards, he told me, it was like, the whole reason was because you disrespected a woman. You don't ever disrespect a woman in public. Especially, you know what I mean? Just on some shit like that. So we grew up in the era where it was different. Like the morals was instilled a little bit different in us. You know?
Yeah, man. That's a fact, man. Smash that like button, click on the page. Click on the subscribe to the page.
All this gentle parenting.
He said the last generation to at least go and stay outside until the eating hours of the day. Yeah, we was cool. We didn't have to worry about nothing happening to us. Nobody was going to try to put us in no white van or no bullshit like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Gentle parenting.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, y'all gotta relax with that gentle parenting stuff.
I'm not just saying gentle parenting in the 90s, man.
Even in the scripture, it says, "Spirit of rod spoil the child," man. You know, y'all, man, young girls were saying some crazy stuff, talking about somebody ain't no body allowed to discipline my child. Man, listen, if my mom didn't kick my ass and some stuff and certain things when I was a kid, man, I probably ended up. But this is what I'm saying, and this is what people don't understand, man. It'd be different when you a young man or one lady, and you know what I'm talking about, and you staying with your parents, you wilding out. But once you become an adult, man, they're not really responsible for your behavior, man. You know, you're not responsible for how you operate as an adult to an extent. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, real talk.
That's just a fact, man. You know what I mean? They're not responsible for your behavior, man, up until, you become an adult anyway.
That's why that gentle parenting, man. And I ain't saying like all kids don't need to be whooped. I'm not even the one to say that.
Right.
Because all kids, like I said, I put different levels. I put that in there, and then I put the fact that I've been in my stepkids' lives for a long time, and like them cats never got into trouble really like that outside of a couple of fights in the school. And those wasn't situations where, if you defending yourself, I'm never gonna get mad at you for defending yourself. That's the only trouble you ever got in, with some damn fights in school. I mean, you don't deserve, like, I was out there. I was doing shit. And like, even though that shit that I got my ass kicked for, I did a lot more other shit that I probably could have got my ass kicked for, but my dad didn't see it fit because it wasn't part of the solution. Like, his talks was better in those situations. And the 2 times, like I said, out of my whole life that me and my pops got into it, I was like, all right. Like, I got it. Even to this day, I get it. But, gentle parenting, like Bird said, And those kind of things just kind of taught me lessons. And I don't know. I feel like it's different, man. The 90s taught us a whole way of thinking. We had to get information on our own, like we just told y'all earlier. So it just made us, I guess, more mentally tough. We didn't have a cancel culture. So you had to stand out there. Motherfuckers we used to joke on motherfuckers. If you had a real session online and really told people like you fat, you ugly, all this, motherfuckers be, like you said, ready to cancel you. Back in the day, that's what we did. We literally had shows called Snacking. We had books that would have jokes in them about your mama jokes that you could go read and practice them and then go to school the next day and riff on the motherfucker and snap on the motherfucker. Like, that's what we did. Like, jokes was like the center of attention back in the day. Now, if you joke on a nigga too much,
you get your koofy smacked off.
It's just crazy.
You mess around, get your koofy smacked off trying to crack jokes on somebody. Y'all be seeing all these dudes doing all this. Listen, this is crazy, man. And this is something about this new era. This is something about this new era and this new age that I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do.
I don't salute y'all niggas going to comedy shows getting mad because niggas cracking jokes.
Like, that's what they do.
Nigga, that's the whole reason you paid your money was to go hear jokes. Don't get mad because you just sent her the joke. I done been in comedy shows and been sent her the joke and I just laugh the shit off. Now, most of the time, mine is in a good favor. It's not the same favor as y'all, but some of y'all niggas be getting clowned. But nah, yeah, y'all niggas gotta relax, man. Y'all go to a comedy show, expect comedy. Like, if I go to a rap show, I'm not about to get offended by what a nigga say at a rap show because I pay money and I know what the niggas gonna rap about. Y'all niggas is weird out here nowadays. Super soft niggas.
Let's do some soft.
And y'all be thinking y'all be cool on that shit. That shit ain't cool. Y'all niggas risking assault charges and going to jail for dumbass situations in public.
When I was younger, I wasn't a troublemaker, but he would sit down and talk to me like a man. He taught me to behave myself like a respectful person, and it paid off. Thanks, Dad. I know that's right. That's what's up. You know me?
Yeah, real shit.
But listen to this, man. This is another aspect of, you know, it was. I could just imagine if we had the social media back when we was kids, man. I don't even think it'd probably be no too many black people around right now. I don't think it would be too many black people around right now if we had this when we was kids.
We was wild.
I don't think it would be. You said, Montel, what was that?
We didn't need
Perfection in Progress. What's up with you, homie? I ain't never seen Perfection in Progress in the comment section. How you doing, brother? Welcome to A Real Talk Podcast, Jack.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? Thanks for tapping in with us, brother. You know?
Yeah, man. It's just a little different out here. Slightly different. You know? The kids are smarter. That's the worst part about it. They smarter than us at an earlier age. They got way more access to information. Shit's a lot faster.
And we did too, Perfection in Progress. He said we had more duets between men and women back then in music.
Oh, definitely.
And I agree.
The music was more uplifting.
Yeah, it was more about love.
Like, even Little Kim, as harsh as Little Kim was, like, it was a little different. Like, even back in the 90s, like, our music we had real R&B. It's not like real R&B. Like, niggas is talking about popping on the first songs.
Yeah, man. They talking about eating coochie and everything in the song, man. That's, you know what I mean?
Like, back then, they used to hide it in the song release. Like, y'all niggas ain't even hiding it. Niggas done got lazy. Instead of you having to read in between the lines of the lyrics, these niggas are just telling you, like, hey, I want to fuck. Chicks are telling you, I want to fuck. TLC.
Hands down.
It's crazy. I'm gonna tell y'all some shit. The first CDs I bought with my own money was TLC, Brandy, and Aaliyah. The first time I actually spent my own money on albums.
I'll tell y'all one thing for sure, two things for certain. 90s, we had the dope R&B music in the 90s.
Those was the first full-length albums that I was able to afford myself with one of my checks.
90s was the dopest.
R&B.
The dopest R&B.
I bought rap albums before that, but those was the first R&B albums I bought with my money was TLC, Brandy, and Aaliyah. The first R&B albums I bought. Bought them in a 3-pack. I always remember that. And they was all legendary albums. It was crazy. I didn't even know. Like, when I went to the store, I heard singles off. Because the I Wanna Be Now, and I remember when they did that, and when they did the remix for MC Lyte, I was a huge MC Lyte fan back in the day. That beat, I had, back then we used to cop maxi singles. See, this is the thing of the 90s. So since we talk about the 90s, back then you used to buy a single that might have like 2 songs. It was radio hits, and it might have if you was lucky, it had an instrumental on it. And then the maxi singles might have about 4 or 5 songs on it. And then they give you the instrumentals always. And I remember they had the maxi single for the I Wanna Be Down with the remix. So I caught that. And Aaliyah was super hot. And TLC was hot. And I just copped all 3 of them. And they ended up all being legendary in their own mind. But that's all I'm saying, man. The 90s was dope, man. Dope music. That was early around the same time. I got Outkast not too long after that. That's how I'm telling y'all I'm in the same era. That's when I first started rapping. After I got that Outkast maxi single, the Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music Players Ball, that was the first time I took my Ninja Turtles tape. And if y'all know how
the Ninja Turtles tape.
So this is how dedicated I was to rap. Because niggas know Ninja Turtles in the 90s, nigga. The early
Fire.
90s.
The original joints.
Nigga, they used to make rap. Nigga, these niggas was marketing geniuses back then, man. Y'all niggas don't even market movies like they did back then. These niggas had Ninja Turtles rap album. Literally. The Ninja Turtles rap album. Y'all niggas don't market like the 90s did. Them niggas was everything. Merch, TV, cartoon, movies.
Toys.
We're going to make them toys. We're going to give them video games. We're going to make a rap album, like, with the Ninja Turtles voices, like, and I had that. I popped the 2 little pieces of tissue in the top, hit that record button. When I heard that Players Ball beat, that was the first thing that made me ever want to rap was a player. And I love hip hop, but that Players Ball was the first time that made me want to rap. And it was me, Court, Lance, and Nick. Lance went to the NFL, won a Super Bowl for the New Orleans Saints, and Nick, they was brothers. He actually won one for Calgary in the CFL. And you already know our brother Court Rain, man. And we literally freestyled over the Players Ball beat. And it kind of went what we would call viral through the hood. Because niggas heard about it. But nah, yeah. That's how dope the 90s was. And we was young as hell. But 90s vibes were just different, y'all. Like, the music was just inspiring. It was fun. The movies was dope. Our kid movies is untouchable. If y'all got kids, y'all have to show y'all's kids all the 90s movies, really, like from the Blank Checks to any of them, Home Alones, all of our kid movies, the TV shows, Salute Your Shorts, just all the Nickelodeon joints, like, our TV shows was fire. The Fresh Prince, the Cosby Show. Y'all gotta, when y'all start getting kids that's a little older, the Different World. Martin. I mean, there's TV shows that could be still unmatched to this day that was in the 90s. Like, our TV shows and movies is unmatched. So, the sports was live, Shout out to the niggas now, but I'm sorry, the 90s, I guess, because it was like so inaccessible. Now you just got all kind of information, so sometimes it get kind of boring. But back then, if you had an interview, nigga, you was up all night. They said they got a Jordan interview. You know, even at Isaiah Thomas or any type of interview, you was up all night. When music used to drop, Michael Jackson, he would get his song played on the hour, every hour on every TV station. Real shit. You know? Stacks, we want to play some music?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
One man perfect, what do you say?
We'll play some music.
We had Midnight Star with Belinda, One Way with Alicia Myers. Yeah, all the hits from back in the day, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Mary J. Blige.
You know what I'm talking about? All the stuff from back in the day, man. I don't know about playing no music. You talking about some music from the 90s, my nigga?
Nah, we'll play our music.
That's what I said. We could definitely play some E&D, man. Let's play that King L's other track he got out. Speaking of that, you feel me? Speaking of tracks. Yeah. Yes. My brother King L's, man, with fire music, you know what I'm talking about?
Hey, this applies to the 90s rules, man. This is rules we was taught in the 90s. That's why I love this song too. This is a 90s type of these is 90s Jews, y'all.
Man, I like to subscribe to the page, man. Track, man. The link is in the chat. Y'all want to come up and tap it with us. Tap that link
all day, every day, no days off.
Smash that like a subscribe to the page, man. You're social engineer, man. E&E podcast, man. E&E every day. Come out.
Believe none what you hear, half what you see. Took my other half, gave it to the streets. Nightmares feeling like we don't sleep. Trust a past time, think they won't creep. Word to TLC, believe none what you hear, half what you see. Took my other half, gave it to the streets. Nightmares feeling like we don't sleep. Trust a past time, think they won't creep. Word to TLC. When it comes to this game, just know we seen it all. The situation could get sicky if you get involved. As time revolves, we diminish all the common laws. Feel like MJ off the wall when I see my flaws. Really, I'm just trying to make sure my life's enhanced. Don't worry, cause my children's wrote up in the plans. First I'll start with Don H, then I'll expand. Fresh grapes, feet planted in the sand. Now every quarter I request a Caribbean breeze. Where every slice tastes great, you could get it from King. Look, I ain't gotta talk, you can see how I do it. Since middle school, homie, I created influence. From cream Tims to the ones plus the white gold. First that you ever seen with it, keep my ice cold. Said I ain't the realest, that's a typo. Now I need a breeze, I'm just trying to pick the right coast. Believe none what you hear, half what you see. Took my other half, gave it to the streets. Nightmares feeling like we don't sleep. Trust a past time, think they won't creep. Word to TLC, believe none what you hear, half what you see. Took my other half, gave it to the streets. Nightmares feeling like we don't sleep. Trust a past time, think they won't creep. Word to TLC. I would've believed you if I didn't know you. Every line of mine's a meal, call it soul food. I need 3 beats before I hit my total. To keep it trill back then, I wouldn't have thought of global. Can you name a day where you ain't see me shine? Maybe I'm shifting the time before you hit rewind. Don't get too loose when you use the word brothers. The truth get cold when you pulling off the covers. Now they co-signing being unloyal. I can never understand that ain't royal. As I adjust my crown, I'm feeling more greater. It ain't sweet if I say I meet you now or later. From the cream tins to the ones plus the white gold. First that you seen with it, keep my ice cold. Said I ain't the realest, that's a typo. Now I need a breeze, I'm just trying to pick the right coast. Believe none what you hear, half what you see. Took my other half, gave it to the streets. Nightmares feeling like we don't sleep. Trust a past time, think they won't creep. Word to TLC, believe none what you hear, half what you see. Took my other half, gave it to the streets. Nightmares feeling like we don't sleep. Trust a past time, think they won't creep. Word to TLC.
Yeah.
Talking about the 90s, word to
Since
TLC.
we talking about the 90s, word to TLC. The rest of the essence, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Jack. You did.
Word to TLC. Them niggas gonna creep, man.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, Remember the Time was epic, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was epic, man.
That video dropped.
The ethics of the 90s, man. The 90s was the shit, man. You hear me? The link is in the chat. You know what I'm saying? If any of y'all want to sit up there and come on in and speak on your 90s experiences and how important the 90s was and how, significant growing up in them times was. You understand what I'm saying, man? We the analog generation. We the latchkey kids, man. You understand me? We the early millennials, man. We know what it was like before all this stuff came in, man. Y'all got to understand what that means, man. We got a frame of reference. You know what I'm saying? We can understand how things changed over the years. You understand what I'm saying? Over the decades, man. You know what I'm talking about? We have an understanding of certain things from certain perspective aspect. So when this new stuff started coming in, man, a lot of us ain't gonna go. A lot of y'all is, though.
Most people like to conform.
You got to understand what it means to have that frame of reference to know what things was like the way it was before all this stuff came in. Y'all got to understand y'all got to know what that means, man. Y'all got to, man.
A lot of people from the old 90s generation didn't take that damn. They didn't take that shot.
Right.
I'm going for that.
No, sir. No, sir. I said I'll pass.
Yeah, I'll wait till it go over.
Yeah, I'll pass.
And now that shit is unauthorized in the United States for use. Crazy. They put something.
The Death Row Records was born, Dog Pound raised. Oh yeah, 90s was just, man. Death Row had it on lock in the 90s, man.
Death Row and Bad Boy.
Death Row and Bad Boy. And then No Limit start creeping up in there.
Cash Money.
Yeah, okay, Cash Money, man.
No Limit and Cash Money ruled the house parties, though. Let me tell you. Man.
The house party era was the truth.
The Hot Boys, I remember, man. That was when they started speeding the music back up, because for a while it slowed down. And then the Hot Boys, man, and Master P down south, they brought it back, man. Those was when we talked about them house parties, that's when them house parties was lit. We had a fire DJ that had some good down south, No Limit and Cash Money mix. It was some house party. They played a whole 400 degrees through that motherfucker.
That's how I behind it. That's how I behind it. Hey, man. The 90s, man. You feel me? Beautiful times, man.
And you hear a slow song back in the day.
You know?
You get to dance with a chick. Like, only the elite niggas could get a chick on a slow song back in the day. You couldn't even dance in the club or a spot with a chick. It was still selection back in the day. See, that's what a lot of y'all niggas don't understand. A lot of y'all niggas wasn't choosers. Y'all, you know what I mean? And back then, you couldn't just dance with any chick on a, like, slow songs wasn't for the niggas, wasn't for everybody. It was politics.
He said it was politics involved, man. It was definitely some politics involved, Jack. You hear me?
Lame niggas get off the dance floor.
Please get y'all ass out the way, man. Many older generations, such as X and Boomers, put down the millennials like we're soft. The 90s, aka millennials, really were the last generation to experience similar things as the previous one. Yeah. But we also listen to the importance and the significance, though. We also, as the generation that was around and when the new technology was coming in. So not only are we still familiar with the way things were, we are more up on game with the technology.
Cell phones.
Look at who's running things in tech. It's people from the millennial generation.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg is a millennial.
Yeah.
Bezos is from the Generation X. So is Musk.
Musk. Elon.
So is Brian Page and Wachowski.
Yeah.
Elon,
man.
Right? I want y'all to understand the significance of that. And you supposed to, because like I told you, I don't trust none of them, man. They are the technocrats.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't messing with them because them team, man, they some evil genius scientists, man. That boy Elon Musk about to have us out here with them damn robots, man. You know what I'm talking about? Making them like they cars and stuff, man. You gonna have a robot. He's gonna be walking and talking, all that crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
I really feel like if y'all ever watched the movie Kingsman, where they like flipped that switch through the cell phones and basically controlled everybody through it.
I did a show on that.
Yeah, I remember. And yeah, that's kind of what we can, they can program people easily nowadays. And they do it. They got studies on music and movies and shit that people watch, how it translates into lifestyles and all
So now that we talk about the 90s, right? My fault, L. I'll be cut you.
No,
I'm gonna cut you off, bro. I apologize, bro.
No, good thing.
This nigga over here smash. This nigga making me hungry as hell. Pause, man.
Yeah, tuna fish. I'm trying to eat a little.
Trying to eat a little bit healthier or something, man.
Mm-hmm.
On the light side, but listen though, man. The 90s, man. When it comes to ethics, man, you know what I'm saying? We can still have good debates and good conversations without worrying about being canceled and stuff and talk about sensitive issues, man. You understand me, man? And
it's crazy because a nigga like Kevin Samuels with an 8, he would have his own talk show.
Oh, he would have his own talk show. Kevin Samuels would have definitely had his own talk show back in the day.
He would have been just like Montel Williams.
Yeah, Montel. He would have been like Montel or fucking Byron Allen or fucking my nigga Tavis Smiley. Y'all remember Tavis Smiley?
Yeah.
Tavis
Smiley's still popping.
Yeah, he's still popping. Old girl trying to come out Tavis Smiley. He shut that shit down ASAP. That girl quit playing. He shut that shit down. Sat. The weak ass allegations like girl quit playing.
We had game, man. That was back the last era where the pimps was like really visible out here. They used to have the shows on HBO. I used to watch all them shits. The late night. It was funny because the TV would even flip. After midnight, we had BT Uncut.
Hold on, what my man Dan Patrick say, hold on. In my honest opinion, what messed up millennials was when the government took away the trade programs in public high schools, the past generations. Hey man, I agree with you on that, and that's what's up, Dan Patrick, man. I'm glad you said that, bro, because that's some real shit. They took industrial arts out, wood shop, home ec, you know what I'm saying, plumbing, got them electricity. What else we used to be able to take in school too? Working with iron shit, welding.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
That's actually the most important shit.
So with that being said, y'all know that shit was done by design. Remember, man, Henry Ford. I'm gonna pull up. What did Henry Ford say? And what did Henry Ford say, y'all? What did Henry Ford say? I'm about to show y'all what Henry Ford said.
It's crazy because I remember I said that online not too long ago too. Schools need to focus. Actually, you should not be able to graduate without a trade degree in some sort. That should be a requirement. Not no damn passing science class. If you ain't about to be no chemist or no shit like that. Not no English class like you about to be writing 8-page papers nowadays where you don't even write papers and work and nothing like. They got you doing all this shit in high school that don't translate into the real world. Most of these kids, a lot of them don't even go.
Hold on, so now they ain't got the quote on here no more.
Yeah, there's more kids that don't go to college.
That's not what he's known for saying. Hold on, y'all. This is why I be telling y'all about the memory hole, man. This is why I be telling y'all about the memory hole, Jack.
Hold on. Take it offline so you
it was well understood still system for that. I believe they were best. Henry Ford once said, hold on, what? Okay, my fault. It wasn't Henry Ford that said it. It was J.D. Rockefeller that said it. My bad. Henry Ford didn't say that. My bad, Henry Ford. My fault. J.D. Rockefeller said that, y'all. My bad. And that's Soros right there, man. Soros died, man. Damn, my fault, yo.
Oh, you good?
Not Soros, but David Rockefeller, right? That's David Rockefeller and his pops, John D. Rockefeller. He said, I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. Oddly enough, the Rockefeller family is the ones who created the National Education Association, which administers all curriculums in all schools in America, private and public. In the 90s, we had what was known as zero tolerance. And in 2000, they switched it. When I graduated, they switched it from zero tolerance to no child left behind.
Everybody graduates.
Y'all remember that?
No matter how good you do or how bad you do, you all gonna graduate. Everybody gets a diploma now, huh?
When we was young, we had zero tolerance.
You gotta earn that shit.
You had to earn that. You had to go to school and really pay attention, man.
You had to earn your diploma, man. They wasn't giving diplomas out.
Yeah, just passing you one none of that old participation trophies. I feel like a loser if they gave me a participation trophy, man. I don't want that shit.
Grading on the curve.
Grading on the curve. They started that with us, though.
Some classes, but yeah.
We was getting graded on curve scaling in high school for sure, across 2000 for sure.
I did. That was
all that stuff started with our generation, y'all.
Miss Grant's class. I did. What was that? Algebra.
You said you was one of those kids, Mr. O?
She's horrible. No, let me not say that. She said, Mr. Geiger helped me understand algebra better than the teacher at Costco.
Miss Grant?
I didn't
Miss
say
Grant was the black lady. That was her name, the black lady at Costco and the black lady, Miss Grant. That's her name.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah. I'm going to just say Mr. Geiger at Eastward County.
I had Mr. Barco, man. He was a good teacher.
Yeah.
And Miss Carruthers.
Miss Carruthers was a good
I think Miss Carruthers still teaches there. She
was a really good teacher.
Miss Carruthers got to be like 7 years old or something now. She got to be like our mom's age or something.
Had a capital P.
Definitely had the slab.
That capital P was
she had that slab. Well, she become a school smelling good as hell, too.
Ooh, man. That was one I definitely had a crush on. They were just talking about the other day, do the work like, oh, you the feeling. No, there's some teachers I would have taken down if I was a kid. I'm sorry.
I remember I was in middle school at Little Mifflin. I remember I was in middle school at Little Mifflin. And my 7th grade English teacher,
I would have taken her.
Miss Lamada was bad, man. But it was another teacher who was better than her. When I was in 7th grade, it was my English teacher. Her name was Miss McDonald. Okay. And she was bad. I mean, Miss McDonald was a bad white bitch. You hear me?
I was about to say the coldest
she
one.
was cold.
Miss Rainey at Bexley, she was the coldest one.
Oh man, Miss McDonald was so goddamn bad. Miss McDonald used to come up and she used to let me read my raps when I was in 7th grade. Mm-hmm. She used to let me read my raps in English class.
It's crazy.
Or should I say in English and writing class, right, whatever class it was. Miss McDonald was a sweet. She was pretty as hell. I remember Miss McDonald was bad as fuck. She was a badass white girl, man. She was young teaching us too. She had to be like 26.
That's how Miss Rainey was. Yeah,
she was like 26, 25, 26, pretty ass white girl teaching us and shit.
That was the first. I ain't gonna lie, yo. That was the first class that I was like getting an F in because I could not concentrate in class because she was so cold. Like this was my freshman year, and I was like I said, I went to Bexley that first part, and I was like, I've never failed a class in my life.
You couldn't concentrate.
And
Yeah.
I told my dad, I was like, look, I ain't gonna lie, like I don't hear nothing she says, Dad, because I'm just looking at her. And she, I told my dad, like,
And that's a fact, damn Patrick, man. Man, they give me, man, if they had that stuff when we was kids, man, I would have, man, keep that bullshit. Nobody want no damn participation trophy,
no,
nigga.
We don't do participation.
Well, nigga, I want first place, nigga, at minimum second, nigga.
I remember because I ran track, and I remember they used to give you like fourth, fifth, and I didn't keep.
Although it's like ninth, right?
Yeah,
like ninth place or some shit like that, right?
Anything that wasn't
Anything
first, second, or third,
yeah,
I didn't keep.
I don't want that shit.
I don't even want
that
it.
shit, man.
I didn't do it. Like, and track, like he said, they give you the ribbons and all that. I ain't got no. At my mom's house, and I remember she used to try to keep them and hide them. I'm like, no, Mom, I'm not kids. Don't even put that on my trophy. Anything less than 3, I didn't
is
what I
not
was supposed
acceptable, man.
Yeah.
Participation trophy.
I had
Put a number 11 in the chat. If growing up in the 90s, you would have been okay with that.
And even sometimes I was pissed with getting bronze depending on my competition.
Put a 12 in the chat. If you say, hell no, I don't want no goddamn it participation trophy. Keep that bullshit. Put an 11 in the chat. If you like, yeah, I'll take a participation trophy. Or put a 12 if you say, man, I'll keep that punk ass shit. I don't want that shit. I ain't earned it. I don't want it. Participation trophy. What type of shit that is, man?
I ain't trying to be in no league where everybody gets a trophy. Mm-hmm. No. Everybody don't deserve a trophy. Mm-hmm. If we lose, all of us don't deserve a trophy. We don't deserve no trophies. And then when you go to the awards, now you could get team individual awards. Like we used to have award ceremonies. Y'all don't even made it to where I think some of these programs don't even have award ceremonies no more because y'all parents was getting too in y'all's feelings. Oh, how we gonna have a kid win MVP of the team now? Hey man, back in the day, look, you gotta be the best. To be named the best, you have to be the best. It wasn't about degrading nobody else. Like it was normally clear cut who was the best kid on the team. Like, I just don't like that, man. It's just now this era is just too different. And like Bird said, it even started in our era. It did. I remember I walked. Oh, that nigga's out. That nigga sleep. Look at that. That nigga sleep, yo.
Oh, damn. Put him down. Oh, he sleep for real.
Yeah, that nigga sleep.
Damn. That nigga sleep for real.
Man, Colbert, man, he need to retire from boxing.
Hey, y'all can see how sleep dude is right now on this damn mat, on the road. Sleep.
That nigga sleep.
Woozy, he sleep. He knocked all the way out. Damn.
Get the medics out.
They gotta get the medics out for this dude, man. Is this nigga dead? Damn.
This nigga's hurt. Man. He just waking up. Yeah, I think it was getting whooped on all fight, though.
Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, y'all, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Me and my brother King L's up in here. He did.
Yeah, y'all.
You know
90s was real, y'all.
90s was the realest, man. I
really
watched Dangerous Minds. Man.
What was it? We had Dangerous
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
That silly, stupid ass movie, man.
But the movie was like the 90s was different, man. The schools in the 90s, man, y'all got it good, man. Even y'all's public schools ain't like that. I'm trying to tell you, man. Some of them schools was really like that back in the day. What's the East Side High movie? What was that? Lean on Me. House Party. We had the classic movies, y'all. What y'all talking about, man? The Program. One of the illest football movies, one of the illest basketball movies, Above the Rim and Blue Chips. Like, man, I'm sorry, man. There's no era better than the 90s. The scary movies, because Scream basically was like right at the end of the 90s, and Scream ended up being the biggest, like one of the biggest franchises ever outside. We had, Jason was from before, though. That wasn't the 90s. We didn't even have Freddy or none of that. I'll say Scream was really our biggest scary movie series, but that was a huge series. We had the fun movies, the best party movies. American Pie was classic. Culture joints, man. He hit that nigga. That nigga went straight to sleep. That was a one hitter quitter, is what they call that. Hit that nigga right on his chin. That nigga's out all the way. Yeah, man. The Mike Tyson era, man. What y'all know? Mike Tyson, he was late 80s when he got in there, but that nigga was 90s when that nigga was motherfucking doing this thing. Just like, Michael Jackson, man. He was 80, he was 70s and 80s, but that nigga was really popping in the 90s. That's when he was the king of pop. We had Madonna, we had
This nigga damn Patrick silly as hell, man. That nigga said shit when I was a freshman in high school. My geography teacher was nice looking for her age. She was 60 years old and built like a fitness model. She had a big leg. She had big legs too. Nice fitting shit. I'm 60, man. What the fuck?
I don't even know what to say. I mean, shit. Hey, she built like a fitness model, a little bit different. Was she a gym teacher? A gym teacher, man. She doing Pilates.
He says geography teacher.
Oh, geography. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I get the geography teachers wasn't normally nice.
60?
Yeah, 60. Yeah.
That's old, man. She was old back then, man.
But it's some, I ain't gonna lie, it would be some nice little older.
That nigga damn Patrick silly. He wild as hell for saying that, man.
Got lucky.
That nigga wild as hell for saying that shit.
That is wild.
That's crazy.
I would want to see some pictures on that one.
Y'all niggas is funny, man.
But nah, it was different, y'all. It was definitely different.
Yeah, the 90s was
Shout out to
definitely
the
the truth,
90s.
man. You had to be there, man.
We used to actually have to go outside to the park. A lot of y'all kids don't even know.
Y'all don't even know nothing about free lunch. They still got free lunch?
I don't even know.
They got free lunch still?
It's summertime. Do y'all send y'all kids to camps?
Do they still got free lunch in y'all city, man? I remember they used to have free lunch in the hood back in the day. I don't know if they still do that shit.
Yeah, they definitely had the free lunches back in the day. I was definitely you get the good bologna.
The bologna sandwich with the cup of fruit,
oh, bro.
cookie or something like that.
A cookie or chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
I was a chocolate milk kid. You get the little box. The box of
The
chocolate
apple
milk
juice.
was the best one.
You get
the apple juice.
The apple juice or the orange juice.
Or orange juice, yeah. Or a fruit punch every once in a while if you was lucky.
He said she was 60 but could pass as a 40-year-old woman. She used to work out in the gym.
Oh, hey, shout out to the geography teacher. You know what I mean? What's crazy, I'm pretty sure Miss LaMotta out there, 60-year-old.
Miss LaMotta out there, so probably still looking good.
Yeah,
she was a fine ass lady.
I didn't even take. I remember I was mad because they wouldn't let me take Spanish there because I didn't. I ended up signing up for French, and it was too late. And when we got over to Eastmore, that's when she was teaching. I was like,
Miss LaMotta was fine as hell.
I couldn't. Her class was too filled up, so I took French because I wanted to get in her class. I ain't gonna lie, that was one of the teachers I tried to get in that class. That was downstairs. I still remember where her class was. It was downstairs.
She should teach that little method before she started.
That's what I said. Yeah, I remember her
classes.
classes. I remember. That's why I was there. I was seeing her downstairs. I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Miss LaMotta was fine as hell back in the day. So yeah, we are age now. So Miss LaMotta gotta be like in her late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
No, she gotta be older than that. She gotta be like in her mid to late 50s, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She might be hitting 60 and she probably still cold.
Still bad. You hear me?
Miss
Spanish teacher.
Think about it. Miss Grooms was old as hell and she was still cool.
Miss Grooms.
Yeah, when we was at Eastmore Academy, Miss Grooms was like 50 when we was at Eastmore Academy. Man, with the green eyes.
I don't know.
Man, you gotta remember.
I don't.
She was there when you was there.
I'm pretty sure, but I just don't remember though.
Yeah, Miss Rose was the one with the green eyes.
But yeah, though, man, you know I'm talking about the 90s was the shit, man. You know I'm talking about this now. It's this 2023 era going into 2024. Hey, man, next week, man, we're going to listen over here. Hey, we're talking these last couple of weeks of 2023. Hey, man, we leaving a lot of shit in 2023, man. This gender war shit, no more, man. It's over with, man. You feel me? We're about to start focusing on building men and manhood and masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Interacting, engaging, doing business. You know what I'm saying? Creating relationships. You know what I'm talking about? We building, man, for real, man. We ain't on that bullshit. Y'all fucking niggas can have that shit and keep talking about that dumb shit. Meanwhile, real niggas, man, we about to be linking up across the country, goddamn it, putting things together. You know what I'm talking about? Creating content. You know what I'm talking about? Establishing shit, you know what I'm saying? Looking out and giving back, you know what I'm talking about? Type shit, you know what I'm talking about, man? Smash that. Hey, put a number 11 if you feel that in the comment section.
Yeah.
Let these bras talk about this shit, man. Us real niggas, man, we gotta do some real shit, man. There's too many real niggas on here to be on some bullshit, man. You know what I'm talking about? Real shit. That's what we on in 2025. We're gonna be hitting y'all with like hella new E&E music, visuals. You know, hit y'all with some merch. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
The merch is definitely coming, man. Me and my man L's gonna sit down, man. We're gonna put that merch together for you on the coast. Like, I want it to be nice quality stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be fire. 2024, man, it's going up, man.
We're gonna do two different brands. We're gonna do the joints. It's like the tour shirts is gonna be like just kind of general pricing. Then we're gonna do like the one-on-one, like the exclusive joints where it's gonna be limited batches, you know, shit that you can only get when it dropped that first time, you know. And there's gonna be shit that's gonna be forever. You can get it whenever, but you know, we're gonna let y'all. What the fuck? This name Kurt. We're gonna let y'all know how the shit go either way. Make sure y'all informed when anything drop. We're gonna make sure y'all informed for sure.
For sure we are, man. You already know, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. We about to get up out of here, man. You know, thank y'all for tapping in with us tonight, man. We gotta keep the spirit of the 90s alive, y'all, man. You hear me? We gotta bring back the ethics and the rules we grew up on, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta bring back masculinity and manhood, man. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? We can't let them destroy masculinity and manhood, man. We gotta keep it alive, man. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get caught up in this whole rigmarole of talking about these bras, and man, we gotta relax off of that and focus on building each other up, man. You know what I'm saying? Interacting with each other, creating business relationships, making money. You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of what we got before it's gone. You understand what I'm saying? Creating, you know what I'm saying, lines of communication and stuff like that. You dig? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. That's what we got to be on in 2024 and beyond, man. Because it's about to get crazy out here, Jack. Y'all think it's wild now? You already know, man. We about to get out of here, man. We're gonna leave over some E&E, of course. You know what I'm talking about? And, you know what I'm saying? You want, man? Ain't you on the song when this Butcher Boys?
Yeah, now what is it called? I forget which one it's called. It's down. I'm like, it's like towards the end. There, the last shot.
Oh, we're already on the screen. Yeah, we're gonna leave y'all with this last track right here off of the P&L 3, Palmers and Lees 3, the latest release from E&E, the Butcher Boys, the last installation on the Palmers and Lees series, man, featuring my brother King L's and my man Rain Man. You know what I'm saying? Tom Speaks from the track. You did. Let's go.
Yeah. With your boys, nigga. Sick and glitch. E&E.
Thank y'all for coming out tonight, man. Y'all can get into the world. Y'all right here with us.
Y'all know what time it is. Another bang.
Tomorrow night, spiritual
Palmer's and Lee's, Volume 3.
Down the spiritual root to the voice of God.
The last chapter. Glitch, nigga. This Gemini got two sides. My alter ego go way harder than Craig when he was fighting Devo. Couple zips of this gas, you know the bars is lethal. As Danny Glover, I'm reproducing another sequel. The guarantee to my real niggas, we keep it peaceful. Till we gotta pull them tools out. Bitch, we Home Depot. Every verse is a brick. I'm trying to dodge Rico. Killing shit on the low. I'm moving like Tariq. Organized and well dressed. Don't play with me. They put us in a league of our own. Like the big three. Sizing niggas up. They way below to my pedigree. Stuck at number 1 like 54 minus 53. Kick these niggas up out the section. We security. Gotta send these niggas a message in the eulogy. All the shine I got on me is not jewelry. E&E, butchering shit to the death and lit.
This Aquarius, water sign and we hydroplaning. Championship and tsunami, yeah, we tidal waving. Pyromaniac with the flow, yeah, we kind of blazing. Last chapter of the book, and we burning pages. At low, looked at my phone like, who the fuck is this? With a fishy hot box, yeah, we touching this. Rolling up a baseball bat, take a couple hits. Guarantee we getting on base. Shit, we doubling. Underpaid and overqualified. I'm glorified, bars classified. Technical foul disqualified, but I'm certified. Lyrically, I'm mortified. Flow is troublesome. Rap sheets get nullified. Starting line up all day while you clutching the bench. Man, I smoke so many Dutches. I'm at war with the French. E&E, the fam all day. Yeah, the trust is legit. Go ahead and get it all out till we busting your shit.
Go get us, we stepping big to claim spots. Real niggas move quiet, can't hear a pin drop. They gotta look up to us, we at the very top. Starting 5, we all taking the last shot. Go get us, we stepping big to claim spots. Real niggas move quiet, can't hear a pin drop. They gotta look up to us, we at the very top. Starting 5, we all taking the last shot.
This big Taurus, which means I'm with the bullshit. Last shot in Utah, 98 on my bullshit. Don't worry, gang, my star got a full clip. He'll blaze the whole block and go home like he ain't do shit. No news clips, no witnesses, sir. We got on scot-free. Get rich and have a nigga do my dirty work like Joffrey. A fresh prince since a younger nigga, that's my stilo. I helped create some of the best like the Black Vito. I heard you was fast on the track, but you won't let me though. We came to change the way that you eat, like we on keto diet. We set trends that modify it. Usually I eat healthy, but with you, I might fry it. I'm like Ben Simmons with the bitches. I only diamond. We hunting for the pot of gold. I promise I'ma find it if the Glock getting hot. It got nothing to do with climate. I got all these fools falling like Frankie Lyman.
I feel like MJ, maybe I hit the 6 play, fade away or moonwalk, nigga that's Isnay. Used to train with bags, we was running the staircase, now the jets don't lag in the B's and less than Kim K. Call me turbulence, watch how I shake them up. I call Baskin Robbins, told them niggas get their flavors up. They B's heads up and down, they simultaneously was hating us. Look, I don't even touch if it ain't eating up, more clients, more checks. Listen, I could write your wheels, I got a sick backhand like when Ike get ill. No hype until marriage just tighten seals. Divorce split them up, just feel like the thrills. I saw so many sacks, Bruce Smith got jealous. I ain't trying to end up like the fucking Goodfellas. When I pull up in that Jeep, got you looking like a mash box. Glitch, pass me the ooh-ah, I'll take the last shot.
Go get us, we stepping big to claim spots. Real niggas move quiet, can't hear a pin drop. They gotta look up to us, we at the very top. Starting 5, we all taking the last shot. Go get us, we stepping big to claim spots. Real niggas move quiet, can't hear a pin drop. They gotta look up to us, we at the very top. Starting 5, we all taking the last shot.